Hello and welcome to Season 1 of the International Pokemon League, the IPL. I'm Nick of the Luxembourg Lantern, and today I'll be giving you a rundown of the rules of the league and how it all works. The IPL is a drafting league, meaning you draft Pokemon at the beginning of the season and can only use those Pokemon for the entirety of the season, but we'll cover that in a little bit. First, we'll go over how the battles themselves will be fought. All the matches will be in a doubles OU format. This may seem like an odd choice, but it's a format none of us are used to. Using a VGC format would create a large advantage for our veteran players, and OU singles, well, that's just stupid. Doubles OU is a new metagame for all the players involved, and it creates a level playing field, as well as new, fresh, and exciting battles. All standard Doubles OU clauses and bans apply. If you aren't aware of what these are, they'll be listed in the description. Along with these, we've also come up with a new ban of our own, Mega Kangaskhan. Anyone who plays VGC knows how over-centralizing Mega Kanga is, and it's very difficult to handle in a counter-teaming format like this one. The IPL will last for a total of 11 weeks. The first 9 will be the individual matches. They will all be round-robin best of 1, so each player will fight every other player one time. The last 2 weeks will be a top cut featuring the top 4 players, semifinals and finals. There will be awards at the end of the season for both Pokemon and players, but these won't be disclosed until the season's over. Now, let's cover the drafting process. All Pokemon are sorted out into 4 different tiers, with Tier 4 covering anything not listed, so if you really want to draft Dunsparce, you can. Each team will end up with a total of 10 Pokemon. No one will be able to have any more or any less. By default, everyone will draft 2 Pokemon from each tier and 1 Mega. However, this only adds up to 9. The 10th Pokemon is determined by which Mega you pick. Megas are also sorted into 4 tiers. The better the Mega is that you pick, the worse your extra pick is, and vice versa. For example, if you pick a Tier 1 Mega, you get an extra Tier 4 Pokemon. If you pick a Tier 2 Mega, you get an extra Tier 3 Pokemon, and so on. Let's say I draft Mega Charizard Y. Mega Charizard Y is a Tier 1 Mega, so I can also draft 2 Tier 1 Mons, 2 Tier 2, 2 Tier 3, and 3 Tier 4. Now, let's say I draft Mega Pidgeot, which is a Tier 3 Mega. I can also draft 2 Tier 1 Mons, 3 Tier 2, 2 Tier 3, and 2 Tier 4. However, that's not to say you have to draft your Mega first. Your Mega only has to be drafted before you draft whatever extra Pokemon you get. So, I could draft 2 Pokemon from each tier, then my Mega, and my extra one last. Also, note that a Pokemon drafted as a Mega has to always hold its Mega Stone, and a Pokemon capable of Mega Evolution drafted as a regular Pokemon can never hold its Mega Stone. Hopefully you followed all that. One last thing is that the drafting will be done in the snake format. Each member is assigned a random number via random number generator, and this determines how they pick first. However, their picking position flips every turn, so if I get a 2, then I pick 2nd the first round, 9th the second round, 2nd the third round, etc., going back and forth between the 2. This is done in an attempt to maintain fairness in drafting. Now that all the rules are covered, let's go on to introduce the 10 teams that will be competing in the first season. First up, we have the Cologne Conkeldurr, led by the IPL's very own host, Mr. Jelly. Mr. Jelly is renowned in the VGC community as a top player whose true face remains hidden. Can he come out on top, or will he be forced to sink back to the bottom of the ocean? Next up is the king of salt himself, Nick Jorgensen of the Princeton Porygon. Hailing from Canada, he and his duck are ready to go, as long as they don't quack under pressure. Next up is the superior Nick, yours truly, Nick Viveronda and the Luxembourg Lantern. They promise to soak the competition, but will that water turn into salt water? The Manfred Arcanine are headed by Arthur White, an underdog of the season. While he may be 6'6", his battling ability isn't quite as dominating, but don't count him out just yet. Maurice Barton is in charge of the Savannah Sylveon. While Savannah is pretty hot, Maurice's teams aren't quite as fire. We'll see if he can withstand the heat. Gray Star-Lord Fox is heading up the Chicago Charizard. You know, I feel like that's not his real name. Well, I wish Eugene the best of luck. The Lisbon Latios are led by Daniel Realms. He may plan on trapping his opponents, but will he be able to beat them, or will he just perish? Ben Cooper, more commonly known as Booper, is the leader of the Atlantic City Ambipom. Booper may only be 15, but he has the skills of someone who's at least 15 and a half. Let's see how he does. Nico Cow lives in the great state of Texas and is captain of the Miami Dolphinions. While he may not be the best player, let's hope his teams are at least more creative than his team name. Last but also least is Garrett Fee of the Detroit Diggersby. Fee is new to the competitive scene, and is as trash as his logo. Not much to say here. And that's all the teams for this season. Within the next week or so, the draft will take place and the results will be uploaded. Until then, thank you for watching and welcome to the IPL.